Hello everyone, welcome back to Sports Company with me, Aradhi and Rishi. With the IPL mega auction so close, I think it only makes sense that we talk about some of the biggest Indian players that will be sought after going into this mega auction. You've got the likes of Rishabh Pant, KL Rahul, Shreyas Iyer to name a few in the pool. And yeah, we're going to discuss some others as well who will definitely go for high prices. But yeah, just to start it off, guys, um, a lot of interesting decisions have already been taken. For example, the decision to release KL Rahul, LSG let him go. Rishabh Pant moving away from Delhi Capitals. Yuzvendra Chahal hasn't been retained by the Rajasthan Royals. So you've got a few here and there. Ravi Ashwin was a key player for Rajasthan Royals. He's also not there amongst the retainees. So yeah, very very interesting calls, and it'll be basically we're here to discuss who you guys think will go for big money and who won't. Um, so yeah, let's start it off. If Rishi, you had to throw a name there and say this guy amongst the pool of Indian players will go for the most money, or will be the most sort of sought after player, who is that guy? Say KL
I,
Rahul.
bro, nah, I mean, of course, KL Rahul, what a brilliant player. But to be real, I think Pant is someone who has a good chance of going as the most expensive player because a lot of teams need captains, a lot of teams need wicketkeeper and Indians. So he ticks a lot of boxes. To be fair, he ticks like he can play anywhere between a two down and a six down. He can come in as a finisher. You've seen on many occasions he can come in and anchor a game to be decent also. So and his game has really matured over the years, and I feel he will be one of those players who's going to be heavily sought after. And I won't be surprised if like people break the banks and like shatter records for Rishabh Pant.
Interesting, bro. Adi, you think Pant is going to go for the most money, or do you think like all the hype surrounding Pant will live up to expectations when the auction does come around?
I think yeah, Punt is one of the those two three members who I think will go for a high price. I think again it's difficult. Like I think only two three teams can afford these guys. So I feel like whoever is first out of those three, like if it's Punt or KL, I think or Shreyas Iyer, whoever I think comes out in the beginning of the auctions, maybe teams might you know like I think teams are going to overbid for him, so then they can get the other two for a cheaper price, maybe. So I think it's just more of like if, for example, Shreyas comes first or KL comes first over Punt, and then a team like Delhi or a team like uh, Punjab who has a lot of money, bid a lot of money on them. I think like he will end up going. Like I just think whoever the first out of these three come will be the highest because I think even KL Rahul and Shreyas have a good shot to go for a high amount in terms of what Punjab can, offer. Because if Punjab is trying to target all three of them, and if there's a team like Delhi who are just going to hike the price, like I think sometimes you never know. A team might spend a lot of money on that first player, and then the other two can come for a bit more cheaper price, maybe. So I think it's just a question of who comes first.
Bro, interesting. I think Rishabh Pant and KL Rahul, I still think Pant has the edge just in terms of his explosive abilities and uh, to play. Rishi, you're laughing. You think KL is not going to do much in this auction. I understand, but bro, in terms of qualities, they have similar qualities. Both give you the opportunity for franchise to for potential captain Shreyas and Iyer included. But I think these two sort of edge Iyer in the sense that they are wicket keeping options, so they've got like one more extra thing to give. And yeah, KL just in terms of he's an opening bat. So I think if you're looking at somebody to teams who desperately need opening batters, will be looking probably a little more at KL Rahul
Now,
than
to be honest,
somebody like
like I was
Rishabh.
looking at KL Rahul's numbers for IPL last year, and I saw something that in Lucknow, I think he had the highest strike rate and average for the entire team, and he had one of the highest strike rates for anyone playing in Lucknow also. So credit to him in a very, I think that Lucknow pitch would be the most toughest to bat
Yeah,
from a
yeah.
bat. So I think you have to give a little bit credit for KL Rahul. Like even in a tough pitch, he was like going at a decent pace. So he's definitely going to go to a friendlier batting pitch. Like unless he goes to some Chennai or something, he's like you see most of the other bat like pitches are batting paradises. So I don't think he will be that disappointing coming from a place of like I think it was well known that the Lucknow setup was not like it was not okay with the ownership and that there was a lot of controversy. So coming out of that also will be a breath of fresh air. So I think there are more chances than not that he will end up performing well. So yeah, I think
So my hot take is that if not exceeding Shreyas Iyer's price, I think Yuzvendra Chahal is going to come very close to him.
close to whom?
Iyer.
Use Yeah, dude. To be honest, I think Iyer is going to go the cheapest amongst all three Indian captain options. I don't think KL Rahul or Rishabh Pant are going like cheaper than Shreyas Iyer. And like you see all these like the way the T20 game is going, like almost every team has four, five, six batsmen, and they're keeping the impact player rule. So I feel the teams will be going for bowlers who can stop the barrage of runs or wicket takers. And I think one of the bowlers who ticks the boxes are, I mean, I think one of them will be Arshdeep, and the other it'll be Yuzvendra Chahal. So I feel you are right. Like I feel Yuzvendra Chahal will go for a big amount itself.
Bro, there is no other leg spinner there, like Indian leg spinner that you can target, right? Like he's the premium Indian leg. I'm just
Actually,
going
yeah.
through the list, okay, of players. Um, Rishabh Pant, KL Rahul, Shreyas Iyer, Shami, Ashwin. Chahal, then you got Khalil Ahmed, Deepak Chahar, Venkatesh Iyer, Avesh Khan, Ishan Kishan, Mukesh Kumar, Bhuvneshwar Kumar, Prasidh Krishna Natarajan, Devdutt Padikkal, Krunal Pandya, Harshal Patel, Arshdeep Singh, Washington Sundar, Shardul Thakur, Mohammad Siraj, and Umesh Yadav. I his name stands out because he's the only leg spinner, dude. Like, and we know the value of a leg spinner, especially in T20 cricket. You know how important they are, especially two wicket taking during the innings. And Chahal is somebody who's remained so consistent in the IPL. I think he is one of those players who nobody's talking about because Iyer, KL, and Pant have left their teams, but he is going to go big. Like I think Yuzvendra Chahal, especially if he's to come to a team like RCB where you don't have a leg spinner right now, you need that option, that Indian leg spin option. I feel like a team that has the ability to pay for it, like RCB, will do it. And yeah, just one. I mean, I just don't know, bro. Like, who else, bro? Who are your other Indian leg spin options? Not many.
I don't know. Mayank Markande?
Mayank Markande, but yeah, I mean, of course, like quality difference is
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's
probably a
not.
little.
I'm just telling off the top of my head, Mayank Markande and then Shreyas Gopal. Who else?
Shreyas Gopal, yeah, but Shreyas Gopal had a terrible IPL last year. Barely played. Rahul
I.
Chahar, maybe. I don't know, but like nobody at that level, right? Like, because yeah, like you just don't have those players right now. And I think Yuzvendra Chahal is in a great position this auction to go for to go as one of those big players. Um, told so. I think you think Chahal is one of those guys who's going under the radar.
See, I don't think he will go for that big only for the fact that most of the money has been spent by all teams. Again, you have to take into that factor also. Like maybe only RCB and Punjab can go big on him if they want. But apart from that, I think he'll come around 10 to 12 crores, which is decent amount of money. I don't think he's going to go more than around 12 crores. Because you have, again, I think people can, I mean, teams also have foreign options this time. They have ballers like Sandner, uh, Hasaranga in the auction also. So again, it just depends upon like if you can get him for the right price, teams will go. But I really don't think he's going to go for that amount of money than what we expect. Because again, I think teams are going to go bigger on batsmen, and you see this every time, right? Like generally the batsmen come in the beginning of the auction, they go for a lot of money, and then the bowlers are around like 10 to 12 crores. And I remember, if I'm not wrong, even Chell went for like 7.5, 8 crores max last time. So
Yeah,
I just don't. Even though he's very important in a T20 format, I think batsmen are just valued even more higher than your general spinners and bowlers. So
I guess Shobhan,
apart,
like, yeah,
I
sorry.
don't think any bowler has ever gone for a like high price when you think about it. Even
RCB
your,
bought
I think
Hasaranga
the
for
only
what,
bowler would
20
ever go
crores?
for a high price is Rashid Khan, but apart from him, I don't think anyone else will go for that much, right?
RCB bought Hasaranga, if you remember, like a
There was
couple of
also
years.
12 crores. Like, that's what I'm saying. I don't think it is going to go more than 12 crores. Like, that's the peak. And RCB again had the money and they could go for it because they really needed a bowler, like a premium bowler. And in the same auction, we had Chahal who went for 7 crores, the same auction.
Yeah, I
So that's
agree.
the thing.
But
Like, it's weird. I never expect these guys to go for high price bowlers generally. I think that's why ballers like Cummins, Stark went for a higher price in your mini auction because you only need 2 3 players that time. So that time you can go big on ballers if it's needed. But I don't expect him to go more than 12 crores max.
no, fair enough. But the only reason I'm saying it now is I feel personally that his stock has risen since going to Rajasthan, right? And he's done himself fairly well. He's not deteriorated like I feel like some people expected. And with
But
that in
again,
mind, I
I feel
think
like
he'll go for it.
overall, even with Chell, like the thing with Chell for me in IPL T20 is just that he doesn't play enough T20 for India anyways. And like even when you're talking about him in IPL, like he gets wickets, etc. But I think he's still a bit of a risky option because he also leaks a lot of runs when you look at it. So it's more like I don't think teams will just outright put a lot of money on him. You know what I mean? Like
I
if you can
see.
get him for a good price, I think Shell is very handy. But then if you're pushing him for like, I don't think teams will push him for like 10, 12 crores, for example. I just
Okay.
don't think like it's gonna come. You know what I mean?
Okay. Apart from the ones that we've already mentioned, Iyer, Pant, KL, and Cheh, you guys, any other names that you guys think could go for big?
Like, see, I don't know. Like, I was always having this feeling that the way the game is going, like teams are trying to score as much runs. So, and there are not a lot of bowlers who can, like, keep the economy down, like
Yeah,
prevent,
yeah.
like, and they're not there in large numbers also. So, like, I cannot even think of every team having a bowler who can keep the average down, economy down. So, I feel that is like one area. Like, you see someone like Natarajan, someone like even Avesh Khan initially, like they were the kind of bowlers who weren't like, even though they might not be the wicket taking bowlers, they're even Ashdeep on his day. So they're the ones who can keep like the runs down to a large extent, and that makes a lot of difference. Like if you pick say 2 wickets and get hit for 60, and if you can get 1 wicket and keep it to like 30 runs, I feel that makes a lot of difference. And I think that genre of bowlers will be one that will be looked after, because there aren't a lot of options as well. Like there are a handful like of such bowlers, because you have bowlers like Harshal Patel, like Mohammad Siraj, who can get wickets but at the same time go for a lot of runs. So I feel that very niche genre of players will go for a lot of money.
Where would you put Ashwin, dude? Where would you rank him? Like, what category does he fall in?
I don't know. Rashid has that Chennai comeback written on him. Like he's aging. He's a spinner. He's like, people are saying he's past his prime. So like, okay, of course he can be handy with the bat, but again, how dependable is he with the bat? He's pretty much a full-time bowler, and you can get better options at that point. So I don't think he'll go for a lot, but again, one of those players who still very much active in the circle. So yeah.
Another name I just want to throw out there, Washington Sundar. You're talking about those guys who can keep the runs down.
Hmm.
One of those flattish, like sort of trajectory bowlers. Again, he's been given the responsibility to bowl in the power play a fair few times in the IPL. Is Washington Sundar an attractive prospect, especially after like what's been happening?
For me, again, these guys are test bowlers, but in T20, I think the same players don't have that great value in terms of return. So I don't think these players. I mean, again, having players like Washi, it's a valuable handy player if you're like having him as a squad player, etc. But from what I've seen, how he's performed in the IPL over years, I don't think right now the way the IPL is going suits him. Because again, he's a kind of low bowler. If he doesn't get turn on the wicket, he is gonna get smacked for runs. We saw that last year also. I remember a lot of times where he tried coming and bowling in the power play, etc., and he just got smacked out of the park. I think it was against Delhi, if I'm not wrong. And without that spin, I don't think he has that line length pace to like just like the Jadeja kind of spinner where you're gonna sit and get uh like the variation is what I'm trying to say. I don't think he has that to put him as a top spinner or a top player, in terms of being in the IPL. But again, he obviously being an Indian, being able to bat and ball, I think a handy player and can come well for a team if it suits them.
And what about like your all rounders? Okay, I don't know if Venkatesh Iyer is qualifies as an all rounder, but whatever. Venkatesh Iyer, you've got
Krunal Pandya.
Krunal Pandya, you've got yeah, I think Shardul Thakur as well. So a couple of interesting all rounders. What do you guys think?
Bro, is Krunal Pandya, when was the last time he played the India game? An India game? Has
Bro,
it
that's the
been?
thing about Krunal Pandya, bro. He doesn't play for India, but the guy always does pretty well in the IPL,
Bro,
especially
like,
how good. If you're talking about bro, if you're talking about guys who keep the runs down, he's your guy.
exactly. I was just gonna say that he comes in, he bowls, he pretty much stands and bowls medium pace. He's one of those spinners who I've seen him bowl block hole Yorkers out wide outside off stump more consistently than most pacers also. Like he's one of those players, who can actually keep the runs down. So and like of course he's not the most aesthetic with the bat, but he can pretty much come in and do a handy job like if and when necessary. So I feel he will go for but I think there were rumors that Lucknow are very much looking forward to retaining him, so that is one more thing. So if like if that doesn't happen, I feel there'll be a lot of teams who will go after. Same thing applies to Venkatesh Iyer. Like Venkatesh Iyer could like there were a lot of times he was used as an opener. He can come down anywhere in the batting lineup. Plus he can, if not 4 overs, he can still come in and give a couple of overs as well. So I feel these two will go for a decent amount. Also, the I forgot to mention if Mohammad Shami can stay fit, I think he will also go for a pretty big amount because he is again one of those bowlers who doesn't get hit around much and can pick wickets at the same time as well. So I think he will also go for a pretty big amount.
Okay, we'll do this one by one. Adi, um, one player you guys think each team needs, one Indian player they need the most. Okay, so we start with Adi, RCB Adi. Who do you think? Which Indian player do you think RCB needs the most? Which Indian cap player?
See, we have a lot of cap players, so I think they need more than one, anyways, right? If I
No, but
had a chance
if you
of
had
getting
to
one
pick like your
player,
top pick,
I would pick most likely Ishan Kishan, just for the fact that he will perform. I think Chinnaswamy suits him very well, and playing in a stadium where like it suits his batting style, and having a left-hand option, opening with Virat if it's needed, I think, and a keeper, I think he will be very handy for RCB, and a cheaper option compared to someone like Punt and KL Rahul and Shreyas Iyer. So I would either target my target would, at least from an Indian perspective, would be Ishan Kishan. If there's no similar style, I would go for Phil. So these two would be my ideal first targets in terms of going spending big money on. And again, I know teams will go high on players like Rishabh Pant, etc. For example, if Rishabh Pant is going for like 20, 25, KL is going for 20 crores, I think you can get Ishan Krishnan for a cheaper price. And I think this Chinnaswamy Stadium suits him very well, and I would rather have him playing in Chinnaswamy than the other two.
Interesting, bro. I mean, sad nobody's mentioned KL. He's done an interview in Canada also.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
The
I saw
story
that,
there,
bro.
bro. What a
All
story.
this,
Incoming
all
Indian
this,
stars, bro.
all this
It's all there, bro.
interviews. It's not gonna change my mind. Like he can play for Karnataka, but like just keep it in the Ranji Trophy. Like just play test, bro. It's there for you. Like it's open doors for you. Just concentrate on that and go there.
Yeah, the story is going to be interesting. But Rishi Mumbai, one Indian player you have to. Would you love to have
One,
Ishan Kishan?
bro, please. I think that ship has sailed. I think we need, if we can get, like, we've always been a team who have been heavy on, like, keeping the runs down. I think if we can follow the same suit, I think that, because we've never had like orange cap-ish players. We've had players who can come in and score a quick fire 30, 40 and then defend at the totals. I feel that can be one of those routes we can go for. So I feel if we can get someone like Yuzvendra Chahal, or even if we can get Mohammad Shami, I think that would be a very good, deal. I would even, to be honest, I would take Avesh Khan also. I don't mind, because I've always liked him as a bowler who, it's hard for players to hit around, because again, maybe I can think of one, like the last season where he got hit for a lot of runs. So I think, like, again, the bowlers that I mentioned who doesn't get hit for a lot of runs, who can keep it down, because that means you're pretty much getting two bowlers. We already have Bumrah, so if we can get another bowler who can follow the same suit, I think that would do very well. So I think one of Natarajan, Chahal, or Shami, I think that would be, or Avesh Khan would be fine.
Brother, you take full team. Choose one. Or you want Avesh Khan?
I mean, to be, bro. Uh, okay, that's all.
Check, bruh. What leg spinner? Interesting. So I'm just looking at Sunrisers. Okay, Heinrich Klaasen, Pat Cummins, Abhishek Sharma, Travis Head, Nitish Kumar Reddy, other guys they've retained. I think they're in desperate need of one good Indian fast bowler. Would love to see somebody like Ashdeep go to Sunrisers. I mean, I wouldn't love to see it, but if I am a Sunrisers fan, I'm hoping for that left arm option to go with to go on the at the top of the order. Something they already liked, right? They already did that with Fazal Haq Farooqi. They something they have always done. They've also done that with Natarajan in the past. So somebody like uh, an Ashdeep Singh would be nice, I think, for them. Uh, but yeah, that's Sunrisers. Adi, bro, just going to CSK. I'll just give you the players they've retained. Rutraj Gaikwad, Ravindra Jadeja, Matisha Patirana, Shivam Dube, MS Dhoni. What do they need the most?
I mean, they need a lot, right? Because again, they have a lot of holes to fill long term. With Dhoni
Yeah, yeah.
maybe retiring, you never know what's going to happen with him.
But what is the
And
point of
again,
Dhoni playing this IPL? I still don't understand.
Rahul, it's the emotions, it's the vibes, please.
Bro, 3 years, if he bounces in 1 year, what you'll do?
True, true. I mean,
but it's only
they
4 crores, no, because uncapped, so it's fine.
true.
Like you have
Yeah.
4 crores in the bank to get another uncapped player like Dhoni.
Mm.
So yeah,
Okay. Yeah. CSK, what do they need?
I think if I don't think they'll be able to afford like punt or like KL shares. Like I think they might be able to target one of these three if the cheapest of these three are there. But again, I think getting players like Ashwin Shell into the team will be more important for them. Just for the fact that having the second spinner, especially losing Tikshna, not having Sandon, I think getting Shell would be the ideal target, either him or Ashwin. And then you can build around that because they have a decent batting core with Jadeja, Dhoni, Gaikwad there. and they also have their pacers. So I think getting another spinner here would help them, especially playing, where they play in Chepauk. Getting that spinner, I think a guy like Chell will do very, very well in Chepauk. Like if I was Chell, I would like be praying, like let me get a chance to play for CSK out of all.
Actually, fair play, bro. I think Chahal would do very well at CSK. I feel like leg spinner there in that ground along with Jadeja, there's something there. There's something really there, and especially with no Santner this year, with no Tikshana, with the spinners going away from Chennai, there is a real chance for Chahal, I think, to go to a team like CSK as well. Thanks, Ishan, for your comment on. Oh yeah, we're doing like some Indian football work anyways, and we will be having like a couple of Indian football lives as well. Hopefully over the weekends. And yeah, of course, this week is the international break, so probably not this weekend. But yeah, next week onwards, I'm sure we'll do one Indian football. Try to cover one particular game. It could be any game, right? Doesn't necessarily have to be BFC, but yeah, we'll try to get that sorted as well. Yeah, Rishi, we're done with Chennai Super Kings. Moving to Rajasthan Royals. What do you think they need, bro?
What, to be honest, they've lost an explosive opener. They've lost probably a very good.
Huge opener.
Why, bro? They don't have Sanju Samson, no?
Yeah, Sanju Samson is there,
Yeah,
but
so
still,
so so it's fine. No, why
But
are
he's
you
their
even
number
talking about
three, bro.
openers?
But
yeah, you
No,
can you
no.
you
number
still
three.
have to
Sanju Samson
account for
opens
the
for
opener
India.
you've
He
lost.
opens. He opens. He's opened for Rajasthan. He opens for India. Why? What else do you need?
Yeah, yeah,
One of
but
the
fine, fair
greatest
enough.
batsmen
Sanju
in the
opens.
world.
The betterment of the team,
Greatest
I
Why
think
Indian
Sanju
that's
opens?
why
batsman.
Samson plays.
He's
Bro,
Uh,
I
one of the
can't
best
believe
spinners in the
you're
world. Don't get me
demoting
wrong.
Sanju Samson to number three when you have the premium best
Demoting.
opener there. Like you don't need to get any other opener, right?
See, he can do a job, but you can. But then again, what are your options? Your options are going to be players like KL Rahul or Ishan Kishan. So I'd much rather.
Yeah. So
Uh,
why are you asking for an opener?
Nah, yeah. To be honest, yeah, just push him up. And but to be honest,
He is
they've
an
lost
opener.
two spinners. They've lost Chell, they've lost Ashwin. So if they can fit in, bro, I think if they can get Krunal Pandya, I think it'll be damn good
Bro,
because
if they get Krunal Pandya, that will look beautiful
like
for them.
he can
But they can't.
exactly he can hit with the
Yeah.
bat. He can
No.
like
Kunal Pandya
actually
is not a spinner. I'm sorry to say he's not
No,
a
Krunal
spinner.
Pandya can't bat. Like, let's get that clear. Like,
And
let's get that
bro
out there.
like
Krunal
okay
Pandya
he
definitely can't bat.
he
He's
can't
the
bat. You can pretty much depend on him, but he can come in and swing. Like he can hit tonk a couple of sixes better than at least most of the bowlers.
bro. I will be surprised if Krunal Pandya has a strike rate of over 120.
You know what?
And
Let's find out.
I'm looking. I'm actually going to find out because wait. No, but bro, Krunal Pandya. If from a bowling perspective, I think is a great buy for a team like Rajasthan, especially
Yeah,
after losing Chahal and Ashwin.
exactly. Like, and the pool is very like less also. Like, how many spinners do you have like in the options? Like, otherwise you're gonna be looking at someone like Markande, like or someone like Rahul
You could be
Chahar. Like,
looking at Washington Sundar
to be
also.
honest, I wouldn't mind Rahul Chahar also going to Rajasthan Royals. Like that would like he hasn't been
Bro,
that
that'd be a
bad.
huge downgrade from Chahal, I think, for them.
Rahul, I think anyone would be a huge downgrade. Like any spinner would be a huge downgrade from Chahal. Like that's the way things are right now.
Just go for a
It's all
foreign
about
option, bro. I think that's the easier thing to do. I guess I don't know.
foreign stuff. Again,
But Krunal
the
Pandya
point
is a
is, Arya
market
don't
price
have
for
much money. They're
Washington.
only 40 crores, so I don't think they can
yeah,
get
that
anything
also.
That
in
also, that
this.
also. So I mean, they have to be smart with their buys. So Krunal Pandya, Washington Sundar, I think those kind of players are what they're looking at, not the
That's
ones that
true.
will go for big money.
Chair's not a bad shout. I think. See, first of all, I think every team almost needs a spinner. Who's not retained a spinner will need a spinner. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Again, thing for them is going down from Chell, Ashwin to whatever they're going to get now will be different. I mean, you never know. They might go back and get Chell, Ashwin. You never know because just for the fact that, again, if you had to retain them, you had to retain them for like 16 crores, 14 crores, 18 crores. But going into the auctions, they might come down to like 5, 6 crores. You never know what the price is going to be. Uh,
Yeah,
I think their options will be open anyways in terms of
this KKR
spinners.
team. Yeah, yeah. Sorry,
Yeah, so in terms of that, I just think most of the teams will need a spinner. Whoever is there, I think they might end up getting the cheapest option of all because just for the fact that they've already spent a lot of money.
bro. This KKR team is already looking quite balanced. I don't even know how with 6 players. Rinko Singh, Varun Chakravarti, Narain, Russell, Rana, and Ramandeep Singh. Obviously, they need a top order bat. Is Shreyas Iyer coming back to KKR, guys?
I think this is where KL Rahul comes alive, bro. I think this is the franchise, his next franchise, in my opinion. I think he's found his next new owner with SRK. I think if KKR gets KL, I think overall, like jokes aside, will be a very good place for him to come into. Very similar to Iyer in terms of personality, like etc. So I think like in terms of getting him being a captain, they need a captain also. If if they can afford to get him, I think it'll be a good place for him to go. But again, it just depends if they have the right amount of money to spend and play around with KL.
I think there's a lot of explosivity in this KKR side already. So yeah, I don't think they would mind having somebody like a KKR. Like you have Narayan to open with, and Russell down the order, and you're going to of course add some foreign talent, batting talent. So even if you get somebody like I don't know, like potentially a Gurbaz again or Alt, you're good to go. Yeah, fair play to them. Rishi, Delhi Capitals, they've retained Aksar, Kuldeep Yadav, so we're probably not looking at the spin department. Tristan Stubbs, Abhishek Porel, what do they need? I think they need a captain, bro. Like they need a new, like a solid captain. But yeah, or do you think
Yeah, like
somebody like an Aksar
short.
can take over?
I don't really think so, and I think the way like Delhi the pitch has been, I really don't think they needed two spinners to begin with. Like they could have made easily made with one spinner and gotten another pacer. Like I feel that is one place where they missed out because you could see not just Delhi, like any team that came to Delhi, it was like a run fest. It was like another Hyderabad itself. So and they've lost players like Rishabh Pant, David Warner, and Anrik Norkia. So these like I feel these are big gaps to fill. Like you have, and they haven't. You have no information on Fraser McGurk also, someone who actually set the tone to batting. So if they can get an explosive opener, like the ground is not pretty big, so I feel here is one place I think Ishan Kishan would actually come in and like his role was also pretty much get the start going. He just wasn't able to find the ground. So I feel someone like Ishan Kishan can come in and set the tone. At the same time, they need someone to keep the runs down. So I feel if they can get in someone like Mohammad Shami, that will also do a good job for them.
You think Ishan Kishan's also a potential captain option for them?
Not right now, da. I mean, they you like maybe in the future, but at least not yet. Like, yeah,
He's
I don't
captain
think
the
so.
India side. He's captain the under 19 team. He's he has done it in the past. So
See, you have Yashdul, you have a lot of players who've done that, but again, is it enough? Yashdul could have again they could have retained him for 4 crores if that was the option.
no, I mean because I'm just saying it because bro, like I don't think to Rishabh Pant again. They're
See,
probably will they go to
yeah, they're
Shreyas
not.
Iyer again? I don't know. Um, and you only have KL like amongst those captain picks, and then you
Mhm.
next like your real choices for captain are really somebody like an Ishan Kishan only after that, or you go to Akshar Patel, somebody who hasn't done it as much, I guess.
See,
So it's an
captains wise, you have
interesting
so many
question.
options. You go outside India, you'll find players like Markram. You'll find players like
No, yeah,
Butler
if you're
there,
looking at foreign
Salt.
captain route, yeah, I guess, yeah,
You
I
have
guess.
options for captain. I don't think Kishan's the only guy to
Mm.
look for captaincy. Like that would be my
See,
last
I
option for any team.
I think
if
Indian
like they
captain is
can
fairly
keep it as a
important.
plan C, plan D, but I don't think that is the route they should be going. Like plan A, plan B. I don't think Ishan Kishan is
Mm.
the.
But I don't know what's the relationship with Delhi and like Shreyas Iyer, but if they have a good relationship, I think that would be more suitable option overall.
I guess.
Like I
I
don't know
guess.
why. he was there in the team. He got, he was not retained. So I don't know if that, I don't know what's the scene with
What's
those
the
two.
vibe?
But if it's chill and if it's all good, I think sensible move will be to go for Shreyas Iyer over, because they have a lot of money to spend anyways. They have around 73 crores to spend. And if they
Yep.
need that premium Indian captain, etc., he's a guy who's played for DC already. And he was pretty successful for them when he captained them, etc. So I think it would be ideally the best option for them. Apart from that, Indian players we have KL Rahul, Pant. We know Pant won't go back, so it's a toss between KL Rahul. I think the teams that will go like Punjab, your what do you call that? Punjab, your DC will look for that Indian captain in terms of KL or Shreyas. So I just think they can go for either or.
Okay. Rashid Khan, Shubman Gill, Sai Sudarshan, Rahul Tewatia, Shah Rukh Khan are the ones retained by Gujarat Titans. Um, from an Indian perspective, I don't know if this is something they have liked in the past because they've opened with Ridhiman Saha. Do they like the option of having an Indian all Indian opening or batting lineup? Maybe because it's something that they did in the past and something that has worked. To be fair to Gujarat Titans, if you're looking that way for a player like Ridhiman Sahu, who is not the most high profile, and if they're thinking similarly, are they looking at somebody like Devdutt Padikkal, like somebody who's not that high profile at the top of the order, who likes to play with the power play? I think Rajasthan didn't use him well last year at all. I don't think Devdutt Padikkal is a number 3 or a number 4 in T20 cricket because once the power play is done, he's basically not the same, right? I think he's thrived the most at RCB as well when the power play was on, when the field was in, and he could clear the infield. So if they are looking like that, looking at something like that, I think somebody like an Ishan Kishan, or if they're looking for somebody very cheap, I think Devdutt Padikkal is not a bad shot because they've gone and they're a very sort of they're not a big name team, dude. Like, and if they are going to maintain that and be consistent in the sense that they still go for these sort of under the radar names, they might just be looking at Devdutt Padikkal and saying, hey, you know what, like he can open the batting. It's a good wicket in Ahmedabad, and he can score runs in the first six, and that's all we need for him. You guys
Like,
think?
sure, you can do that. I think another mold you can try and get in Ajinkya Rahane also. The way he has
Yeah,
been
potentially.
batting,
Yeah. I
like,
think so too. Yeah,
yeah, like
I
you
feel
come in,
like
you
Gujarat
score
is that kind
25
of a
runs.
team, dude. I
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
really think they're like that. Like,
Because even Sai Sudarshan was doing decently. He didn't have to score like at a premium rate because their openers were getting like Vridhiman Saha was getting
yeah,
them a good start. So I feel if Ajinkya Rahane can like replicate that, I think that'll like set the tone for the rest of the team also. And keep in mind, I feel they don't have a pacer in their retention list. So they've lost Shami also. So I feel they really need one pacer. Like it doesn't. I think someone like Prasidh Krishna, Mukesh Kumar can actually not Prasidh Krishna. Someone like Bhuvneshwar Kumar or Mukesh Kumar can come in a good job. It's a fairly big ground. Like
yeah, yeah.
you don't need someone who like has to keep it deadlock tight. Like as long as someone can hit the line and length properly, they'll do a good job. And I think Mukesh Kumar can actually do a very good job at that.
The funny thing with this Gujarat team is like they seem like the culture seems that they don't want to go for like the explosive big names. They want to keep it very low key and go about their business, almost like a CSK part two kind of a thing. But dude, it really seems like I don't know why, but I can just see Ajinkya Rahane in like a Gujarat Titan shirt and back opening the batting in T20 cricket. So yeah, just you're right, bro. Like I don't know, just weirdly it fits in my head at least. Prithvi Shaw is another one who's in the auction. So if you're looking at cheaper Indian options, there you've got a few. But I really think they'll go for somebody like Rahane. Um, Adi, a couple more to run through. We've got Lucknow. These are the guys they've retained. Nicholas Puran, potentially the next captain for them. Ravi Bishnoi, Mayank Yadav, Mohsin Khan, Ayush Badoni. It looks like that seam attack is pretty sorted from an Indian perspective. What do they need? They
Again,
need
I
a top
think
order Indian match. They
I
have
think the
Bhuvi.
batting is where they'll need. I think more than dude, that's the thing for me. Again, retaining Badoni, I think there are better, cheaper options out there. But again, opening pair. They don't have an opening pair now. Uh, Maybe from India again. What are your options? You don't have much options there. If you're not going for KL Rahul, where you don't have another proper Indian opener there. So maybe that's where players like, I think Venki Iyer can be a player there.
Bro, but
Maybe
you need a technically solid guy, especially here. Like, would they go back to Devdutt? Like Lucknow, potentially? Do you guys
I
see that
doubt.
happen?
I doubt. I mean, they can for sure, but
Right, he
I
also was
don't.
not opening at Lucknow, so that's another thing. I think they also missed a trick with him.
See, the thing with Lucknow is again they have like money to play around with foreign players also. I think that the thing, if for example you have KL Rahul gone, Ishan Kishan gone, I think your openers will be from a foreign team or from like an abroad player because you have so many options when it comes to openers from outside India, right? Again, like just Phil Salt, you have players like Salt, Will Jacks, Butler, you have Fraser Mugger. I think there are a lot of options there where you can get in different options for opening, having an opening pair. Indian players, if I was LSG, I would rather just go for decent Indian bowlers so I can spend more money on like a big foreign player. Like if I had a choice, like push on player like Fraser Mugger, Phil Salt, or someone like that. Well, I would rather keep my most of my money for like foreign players because there is no Indian player they will be able to target right now. So
Bro,
I
bro,
would
mhm. Yeah.
I would say like get target a player like Ashwin from the Indian side and try to get a bowler like Natraj. And I think getting these two bowlers in that stadium will be pretty handy overall. I think if you can get that thing sorted because you have your Bishnoi is already there in that area. So like then I think they can go better and bigger in the foreign side for batting.
Dude, I really think, like, just going off of the Ashwin thing itself, that's maybe not Ashwin, but I think Washington Sundar would be great for Lucknow. In the sense that he can be that good bowler because you're going to get some assistance from the wicket. So you're sorted there. And he can slot in at number four, not the technically, not one of the most, like, unsound technical batsmen, right? Like, he's good. He's done a job in red ball cricket. If Sundar can be the guy who they turn to at number four or number five to say, hey, you know what, we're losing wickets, you just stick in there, play like a 35 of 30 or a 35 of 25, get us to 140, 150. Why not, bro? Like, I think he would really suit like the way like Lucknow are set up.
Like, to be honest, Lucknow, they like, if they want like pretty much a crafty batsman up the order, I think Manish Pandey they can look for. Like,
Or
he's not
Manish
going to be
Pandey.
that
Yeah, he's not.
expensive. Like he's not going to be that expensive, but at the same time, I feel he's one of those players who can, like, navigate these pitches a little bit more than like most of the openers today.
True, true. But you think Manish Pandey is the same Manish Pandey that we used to see like before? At least for
I mean,
Sunrisers, the ones that we've seen for RCB and
I think
KKR.
that's the thing. Like, just for someone like LSG, I don't think they need someone like that, like who is under pressure to score a lot of runs. If they can score a decent amount of runs at a consistent rate, with like, I think that itself is, a good, will do a fairly decent job.
Okay. Finally, to finish this segment, Adi, we've got Punjab Kings. We've retained just two players. We know the players, Prabh Simran and uh, Shashank Singh. So there's clearly a big hole in terms of a big Indian name. I mean, I don't think this is probably the most obvious one. Is Rishabh Pant coming to Punjab?
Yeah, I think that's why they haven't, retained anyone because it's going to be easy for them to, go and get punt. Like, even if RCB fans, your CSK fans, everyone's saying, punt's coming. Like, we all know I know for a fact he'll end up at Punjab. Like, I think it's very obvious. Until and unless he outright comes and says he doesn't want to play for Punjab or something like that, I don't think it's going to be any other way, especially Ponting gone there. It's pretty obvious it's going to go there. Like that's the reason. Like when it comes to RCB or any other team, I don't really take in punt into consideration because I just know for a fact he's going to go to Punjab, right? And no
Very
team can do
impressive.
anything about that. It's an auction. You can't do anything about that. You can be the biggest team in IPL, but you can't do anything. That's how it's going to work. So
No, no,
I
fair
think
enough.
this is one thing which is very obvious. Punt will go there, but if by any chance Punt won't go there, I think it's just a matter of they choose either KL or Iyer. It's just one of these three guys will go there for sure. Like
Yeah,
I
yeah,
think it's pretty obvious.
it is. It is obvious. Rishi, is it Pant among the three who will end up there?
Yeah, I think it just makes sense. They haven't retained Jitesh Sharma also, no? So they'll need a keeper,
Yeah,
and they'll like possibly someone who they haven't like had previously. So if that was not the case, I think KL would also be a good shot. I think KL will be their number two option, but I think primarily they are going to go all out for Rishabh Pant. Like at this point, I'm pretty sure their hammer is not going to come down itself like until someone crazily outbids Rishabh Pant.
yeah, it's actually going to be probably the easiest pick for us, at least was Punjab. I think it's pretty obvious what they need. They need a big Indian name, captain, keeper, and you've got those boys in the auction. So yeah, thanks guys. That was us looking at what each team sort of needs. What are the Indian players that they could be looking at, the top Indian players. Um, yeah, thanks for joining in. Please like and share the video. Subscribe to Sports Company. We'll see you soon. We're coming back with the foreign edition of the same on Friday. So catch that. See you soon. Bye bye.